Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to give a luxury experience to your members, your clients, your guests, no matter where you are as far as on the scale of luxury hospitality or even into other industries. My background is in fine dining. I've done luxury suites in the stadiums, arenas. I've done luxury private aviation. I've done private dining. And the things that I've learned during these experiences are now in me. So wherever I go, if I started working at McDonald's, they would receive this level of service because it's now who I am. It really is almost coming down to marketing and marketing yourself. If you build this experience as your brand to your clientele, members, guests, then they're going to take in that experience and respond, hopefully with a good review, a tip, return business, things of that nature. But today I'm going to talk about how to give that elevated experience in terms of verbiage. Please join this community by liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing this video because I'm really trying to build a community. I would love when you guys comment. I always comment back as of now. So let's just get into it. This video is about elevated language. Elevated language is important because it shapes the experience. It's the skeleton of what's going on. This is going to shape the member's perception, trust, and overall experience. For example, a $10 martini can give a $25 experience just based on how it's presented, and vice versa. A $25 martini can give a $10 experience based on how it's presented. I'm in the business of adding value in any role I'm in, any room I'm in, any relationship, business, personal. We want to bring value, and this is something that applies across all industries, not just the service industry. Okay, I'm gonna start by going over just a few basic vocabulary swaps, and then I'll go into a little bit more of the experience and how we can guide it using elevated verbiage. But number one, this is something that I honestly still struggle with, is saying no worries or no problem. Because if we're saying no worries or no problem, that's implicating that there may have been a worry or a problem that we're ridding of. So instead of saying no worries, it's like, I was never worried. You know what I mean? Instead of saying that, we're going to go for my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure. Instead of no worries, instead of no problem, my pleasure. Another one, bathroom. We're gonna call this the restroom. Simple enough. Speaking of the restroom, when you're guiding, bringing a member, client to this restroom, we're going to call it escorting, or even anywhere. My associate will escort you, I will escort you, things of that nature, instead of, oh, I can take you, I would love to escort you, it'd be my pleasure to escort you. Things like that, again, brings the experience to a higher level, which hopefully in return makes them purchase, spend money to come back, spread the word, bring more business in accordingly. Obviously, saying y'all, you guys, hi you guys, my name is Samantha, hey y'all. Preferably use their last name as much as possible. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That off back is going to break a barrier down and make you be in good riddance with them. It's gonna knock down a wall. It's gonna make them feel more special, more personable. You remember them, or you know their name, or make them feel like they're important and put them on this pedestal, get them that good energy going. So always use last name when possible. Okay, another thing, sure. Oh, sure, I'd love to do that for you. They'll just be like, absolutely, certainly. Sure is more like sure, I guess, you know? During the experience, instead of saying, may I refill your cup, or may I refill, we're gonna say refresh. And when it comes to fine dining, at least, or in most situations, I would apply this anywhere. We don't wanna ask, we wanna just do when it's halfway or more or less, especially with water. But if obviously it's like an alcoholic beverage or a glass of wine, may I refresh this for you? Speaking of me going like this, you wanna always do open hand. One thing you should never, ever, ever do is point. It's so crazy, it blows me when I see people pointing. No matter what the circumstances are, it's never okay to be pointing. Even if it's something that you don't think they're seeing. If you don't think that they can see you pointing, somebody else can see you pointing, and that draws attention to them. It makes people feel uncomfortable. It's just disrespectful and rude. You can describe somebody in a more discreet way than to be pointing at them. When describing items, instead of saying like, today the chef has chosen, instead of chosen, we're gonna say curated. Instead of pick, we're we're gonna say select. Which one would you select? Which one would you pick? We're gonna say select. Instead of saying help, we're gonna say accommodate. I'd love to help you. I would love to be able to accommodate that for you. Come on, that just sounds so much better. You're gonna want to make sure that you're matching this verbiage with correct posture, facial expressions, tone, and matching the energy of whoever you're dealing with, because I deal with members that want to engage with me, and I deal with members that are just having a bad day. I deal with members that are in a meeting or on a call and they want just minimal interaction, and that's okay. It's not wrong or rude of them. We're here to serve them the experience that they need in that moment. This may be that I'm not asking them too much. I'm trying to do as much for them without having to do minimal interruptions. For example, in one of my positions, we have a team where it's multiple people that have to, I was not the server, so I was a different position that would be escorting the member from different positions. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you guys, it's in luxury aviations. I had a server that was giving them food. I had myself that would be escorting them from the lounge area to the TSA area. There's a lot of moving parts. So if I knew my member didn't want to be bothered too much, I would coordinate the server, like, hey, when are you gonna go drop the check? I'm gonna go with you, just so we can do one interaction instead of two. That's all about reading the room. And sometimes maybe in the party, only one person, the main member, doesn't feel like talking, so you're gonna go through somebody else to kind of like get the information or order for them or whatever it may be. They may not feel like speaking to you. That's just how it is sometimes. So it's just some quick phrases that I use to reassure my members, because who doesn't love reassurance? Right this way, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Again, with the open hands. We're delighted to have you here today. You're in great hands. I'll remain nearby if there's anything you should ever need of me. Allow me to check on that for you. It'll be just a moment. Whatever you do, you want to do it with grace and make them feel at ease. Like, my goal with my members, guests, clients is going to be to take as much stress as possible off of their hands and take on that barrier and just constantly provide warm, comfortable vibes with elevated experience, as well as professionalism and reassurance. Reassurance is always acknowledge them. Things won't always go right. Tell them you empathize with them, you understand them, make them feel heard. Sometimes people just want to run their mouth and just get it off their chest, and they don't even want you to respond or do anything about it. They just want you to hear them. So make sure you do that for them. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a few ways that I change up my verbiage as far as in the experience, and this kind of relates to the restaurant. For example, instead of saying, hey, are you ready to order? I'll say, hey, let's get this started. What are we deciding between? Now I'm asking them for a definitive answer to let me know I'm deciding between the chicken and the steak, and then I'm gonna help them decide between those two and get this shit running. I'm not gonna say, are you ready to order? Because I need you to order. In my head, I'm ready for you to order. The kitchen's ready for you to order. All my tables are going on at once. Like, I low-key need you to order. So instead of giving them that option, I'm going to do it in a way that sounds like it's benefiting them. Again, let's get started. What are we deciding between? At the end, when you see they're like wrapping up, instead of saying like, oh, do you want the check? I will say, if there's nothing else I can offer, I'll go ahead and prepare your tab. Is there anything else I can offer you? Is like, I say, if there's not anything else I can offer you. Either way, you can say that. You can say, is there anything else I can offer you? No? All right, I'll go ahead and prepare your tab. Or if you want to be a little bit like you need your table back, you can be like, if there's not anything else to offer you, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare your tab, because that's already putting that in motion and it takes more to stop it. They have to literally say no. But if you want to extend the experience, you can just say, is there anything else I can offer you? All right, I'll go ahead and prepare that tab for you. Also say, instead of, is there anything else I can get for you? May I offer you anything else to complete your experience? May I offer you anything else? Not, can I get you anything? So just as a reminder, how you say something is gonna be way more impactful than what you actually say. And when you're delivering a message, when you're communicating in general, in life, you can't think about, oh, I want to say this. You have to think, I want this certain message to be received. So you're trying to get from A to B. How do I get there? And for each person, it's going to be different. If I am a kindergarten teacher and I want the whole class to be quiet, I can't just be like, everybody be quiet. No, one person I might say, hey, can you quiet down? Another person I might have to give them a little iPad. Another person I might have to let them say what they need to say. You have to be accommodating. You got to think about getting your message received more than you want to think about getting your message across. You just want to come off as somebody that they can trust, someone that they want to be giving their money to, someone that is going to give them an experience they never had before, even if they've been here 100 times. I can't tell you how many times in the restaurant they'll be like, oh, I've been here so many times, nobody ever told me that. That's another thing I always always do. I try to offer a little tidbit that they have not gotten before. Like whether it's I go into detail about one of the items, maybe talk about where it's sourced. I give them a little bit extra every time so that they know that their experience with me is different. This is how I speak now. This is how I carry myself in and out of work. In general, I feel like it's just made me more of a high value woman. Please comment below anything I missed. Please check out my other fine dining videos. So go ahead and use these elevated terms and subscribe, like, comment other elevated terms, and I'll see you guys next time.